So we all know that it is really important for you to stand out, for you to be seen, and for you to be recognized as someone who knows their stuff, right? So this is exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's blog, about how you can do that in the simplest way possible. Hi, my name is Nicola and welcome to our video for today, which is all about how you can use your own intellectual property or your IP in order to stand out, be seen and be visible. First of all, I think it's important that we discuss what is IP, what is intellectual property. Your intellectual property is really about your thinking. It's how you have taken all of the things that you have learned and about how you have been able to make things work for you, right? So it's your proprietary knowledge. So it's the way that you have perhaps mastered the art of social media. It's the way that you have perhaps mastered the art of being able to train people. Maybe you're a health practitioner and the way that you are able to use the knowledge that you've learned at university combined with the knowledge that you have learned from other things. I know you guys always learn new modalities. So how you've been able to incorporate all of those other things that you've learned along with your experience. So it's how you can start to develop and really start talking about your thinking. So that's really what your IP is. Your IP is the way that you are able to disseminate your knowledge. The really awesome thing about that is that it is your thinking. It is your knowledge. Now, you can back this up with studies. You can back this up with statistics. You can back this up with evidence. And the beautiful thing here is that a lot of these statistics and a lot of this evidence can come from your own experience, from your own clients, and then can be further backed up by other research that you might then go out and do in order to support your claims and what it is that you've been talking about. Now, the next really great thing about using your own IP is that it enables you to start to develop your voice. It enables you to start developing your positioning. It enables you to start sharing your thinking. What I really love about this is that you can then start to use this widely. You can start to use this as content for your blogs, for your social media, for your articles. When you get interviewed on television, you start talking about why you believe this stuff to be true. So how do you develop your own intellectual property? Well, there are some different things about this. So I think the easiest way for you to really start to cultivate and create this is to start working out, well, what is it that I believe to be true? What have my experiences really demonstrated around what it is that you've been doing? What are the client results that you've got? You could talk about case studies. You can talk about things that you've seen. You can talk about how your clients have been able to achieve massive and great breakthroughs. Where this is going to become really powerful is how can you then break that down in order for somebody else to easily and simply understand. Now, I'm just going to cut to a new frame in a moment and I'm going to share with you some of my IP that I've been building up and working towards, sharing with you guys over recent times. Welcome back. So what I wanted to share with you is some thinking that I've built out around social media and how you can really demonstrate to someone very simply through a picture or a diagram how measuring engagement is really kind of futile, or how putting all of your eggs into an engagement basket on social media is really, it's not a very good strategy. So what I've had a look at is how can I demonstrate that? How can I create a picture that helps people to understand that measuring engagement is only one way of being able to achieve an outcome? So if we look at where people might start, so online, most people start with being reasonably invisible, right? And typically what we get told and what we get taught is to build platform. We've got to build platform, we've got to build presence, we've got to be seen, we've got to be out there, we've got to put all of this stuff out there and yada, yada, yada. And then they start to increase the volume of posts that go up, and they really start to look and bank on engagement. Now, what they're doing is they're going from invisible, we're engaging people, and then we need to get people to commit, right? So that's the building platform strategy. Does it work? Yes. Does it take time? Yes. It also takes a hell of a lot of energy. Now, as you can see through here, as we're going up and over, it takes a longer time. This bottom axis is about return on investment. So you might not want to put in very much money, and that's fine. So you don't put in much money. You're not going to get probably a very good return to start with until you start getting up over here. So getting someone to commit is about getting them to pay you for your service, right? Alternatively, we can go from becoming invisible to building conversation. Focus on building conversation with people, the conversation that they're having in their head. We don't need a like, we don't need a share, we don't need a comment in order to be able to build conversation with people. This is a big myth out there, and it's a bit of a fallacy, because it's really not about measuring the number of people that open your emails. It's not about measuring the number of people that click like and comment and share, and everybody's looking at that. How many people are engaged this week? You don't need to measure that. It's a nice to know, and it's really great for your ego, but it doesn't automatically mean that people are going to give you money, okay? So most people, if you take a look at it, I probably haven't heard from you ever through social media or responding to one of my emails. Yet, you might look at my blogs, you might read all of my emails, you might look at my posts. This is commonly known as friendly stalking, right? I've got clients who are working with me now who have literally been following me since I started, since 2010. They followed me for 7 years, coming through here, but they say everything that I put out really spoke to them. They were just waiting for the right time in order to make that decision to start working with me. So we go from being invisible, and we want to activate people by building conversation. Now, what we can do here is we can spend some money on lead generation. Right? You don't have to, but you can spend some money on lead generation. And then we keep building that relationship. We keep building that conversation. And then we get them up over into the commit frame over here. Now, this takes a lot less posting. It takes less quantity of trying to get everything out there and everything like that. There's a much easier way of bringing people through here, and that's usually via way of painful lead generation. Building that relationship faster. That is a very long, slow game. This is where we play the long and the fast game concurrently. We can play them both at the same time. So that's a demonstration. This is something that's made up completely out of my head based on my experience, that pictorially demonstrates a piece of my intellectual property. It talks about what I stand for, why I believe what I believe. I can share case study after case study after case study where this is proven to be true and proven to play out. I'm not interested in getting 100,000 fans as quickly as I can. I would much rather have a smaller number of fans that I can build conversation with and activate and help them to become more committed. Yeah, I'm not bothered about just building this big, massive audience at the moment where, people are not going to be spending money with me. I've seen person after person, business owner after business owner share with me that they've got hundreds of thousands of followers, but no one is spending any money. So they could be super engaged up here, right? But it doesn't mean that they're going to spend money. So we've got to activate them. We've got to get them to take some kind of action, and that's usually in the form of handing over an email address. So once you develop your thinking and you've got ways of being able to disseminate that and to be able to explain and share that, it really is your duty to start sharing that with as many people as you possibly can. Right? It's your responsibility to write articles. It's your responsibility to start doing blogs about it. It is your responsibility to share it, because this is how you are going to be seen as being an expert in your field, is by sharing an opinion. Now, most people will say to me, "Oh, Nicola, but I don't want to piss anyone off. I don't want to polarize anyone." You know what? People are going to judge you. People are going to like you. People are not going to like you based on a myriad of different reasons. We don't want to hold back. We don't want you to hold back sharing your information, sharing your knowledge and expertise widely. Why? Because you can't sell a secret. You cannot sell a secret. If people don't know about you, if people don't know what your opinion is, then how can they learn to get to know you? How can they learn to like you? How can they get to trust you? It's pretty impossible, right? If they don't know you, then they've got no idea who you are, and you may as well not even exist, because they don't know how you can help them. So it's really important that you start sharing your stuff out there. It's important that you start being visible. The big thing that I want to remind you is that not everyone is going to agree with you. Not everyone is going to agree with me that this model is a slow way and that this is a much faster way, and that actually this way does that at the same time anyway. So this is actually more efficient. Not everyone is going to agree with that, and that's okay. I don't expect or need anybody to agree with me. My opinion is my opinion. It's based on years of doing this. I know that this stuff works, and that's enough for me. So it's really about you stepping into your power, you really owning your space and starting to share your opinion. There will be people that don't like it. There will be people that will love it. The people that don't like it can go find somebody else to go hang out with and learn from, and that's totally okay. It's not up to you to try and convert the masses into your way of thinking, as much as that might be nice for some of you. Okay? So start working out, what is it that you really need and want to share? Are you able to create a model or a picture or a diagram or something that very clearly and simply and easily demonstrates what your opinion is and really articulates how your stuff is different to what everybody else is out there? How can you start sharing more of your opinions? Because that is going to be some of the stuff that helps people to see that you are a master at what it is that you do. And that the flow on from that is that you'll become more visible, you'll become more known, you'll be asked to speak at different events, you'll be asked to share your philosophy. People will start to respect the fact that even if they don't agree with your thing, even if they don't agree with your theory, even if they don't agree with whatever it is that you're doing, they will respect the fact that you have an opinion and that you are willing to stand by that. And I think that's something that most of us really admire in other people. It's their ability to share their opinion and to really stand by it and to own it. So my name is Nicola. If you have any questions about this, please make sure you let us know. I really can't wait to see what you guys create. If you're thinking about how to make this work for you, then reach out, let us know. I really love to celebrate with you. Now, you can find me on Facebook. I am all over the interwebs as well, actually. On Facebook, on my website, via email, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram. We are everywhere. Have a really amazing day and get out there, start being more visible and start creating your own intellectual property that will help you to be seen as the best person in your industry at what it is that you do.